What's going on, everybody? We're back. The Wayne Breezie Show is here. I got the one and only John Chapman here with me. And today we are going to build an offense. You know how you build a bear? Never did it before, but you know how you build a bear? Today we're going to build an offense. It's going to be a snake draft. We don't know who's going to pick first. It's going to be fun. Whoever gets that first pick better set the tone. That's all I know. Stick around. We'll talk about the latest in 49ers news. And training camp begins on the 25th. Let's have some fun. Little breezy this, little breezy that with John Chapman.
Breezy this, breezy that. They know I'm gold-blooded. I got the Niners on my back, you know. Breezy this, breezy that. Ain't nobody working like Breezy, and that's a fact. Overmotivated is an understatement. Gold-blooded to the core, got your squad hating. Breezy make it look easy. Breezy on everything like 05, 06, 7 Wheezy. This is not a game. Yeah, we faithful in every way. And even though we on the East Coast, very loyal to the Bay. Heavy red and gold every day. And if you really a Niner fan, I know you can relate. Applying pressure with this content like Smaller Bear. We not accepting no slander about Trey, so beware. I stay in exclusively Niner hats. And I always tell the truth, this exclusively Niner facts. Breezy this, breezy that. They know I'm gold-blooded, I got the Niners on my back, you know. Yeah, breezy this.
What's going on, faithful? You got the Fab 2 in the building. John Chapman to my right. What's going on, baby?
Man, it's a great day. It's Friday. We ain't got nothing to do. Let's break down some Niner stuff. I think that's how it goes.
Hey, it's Friday. You ain't got no job. And you ain't got to do. John, it's good to have you here, man. I feel good. I feel good about content creating again. I'm feeling like things are about to start picking up. Training camp's going to be beginning in a few days. We're going to have some great stories to break down. The players are back out there tweeting and doing all their good stuff, man. The Madden ratings drop for those that play Madden. John, we got a lot to talk about on this episode, and more importantly, we are going to build an offense. This is the second year that I'm doing this with you. We're going to turn this into an annual thing. John got me hooked on this. I felt like last year you won by a slight
Appreciate that. A
edge.
little bit, maybe.
I think it was a slight edge. It wasn't a landslide. We wasn't on our Fleetwood Mac. It was a slight edge. Slight. John, you're doing good though. I just want to check in with you before I check in with the BBC crew. Shut up, Mose. I already know where this is going.
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well, brother.
Oh my gosh, the Countdown Crew's in the building. So is the Breezy's bunch. Eddie G's in the building. What's going on, Tanisha? Christy Marie, the one and only Peachy is in the building, who's holding things down. Coach Cruz is in the building.
Nice.
Did Coach come up with a dope idea last night? Because I kind of was just, when we were talking in our private chat about, doing certain things, I'm just F the enemy, period. There's no love. I don't want to do anything to patronize them. I don't care if their fans are cool. I'm on F Pittsburgh. That's just how I am. And when we get to the next city, I'll be F that too. But are we going to create 49ers Rush backpacks?
Man, Coach Cruz is my business freaking savant, and so he's teaching me. Here's the thing that we're good at, Wayne. We're really good with people, and we have a really good time having a good time. However, in the past, I'm not the best at making a lot of money. That's never my priority when we do these trips, and so good old Coach Cruz, he's trying to figure out ways to help monetize things so that we can throw better parties and give back even more, even to opposing fans, which I'm not so sure about. But yeah, it was nice. It was interesting. We'll see how it goes.
Very interesting. Shout out to everybody that's out there that's putting. Uncle Scott sent the email that my slow self never got a chance to get back to, but he's trying to coordinate to when you can meet up at the training camps because he wants to know which days you're going to be there. Now, for me, unfortunately, I won't, as of now, be able to travel out there. But I'm still trying. I'm still trying to work stuff around on the schedule, have the dates and things like that. But if you can hit up Uncle Scott, let them know which days you're going to be at the camp, which
All of them.
all of them. That I knew that's what was coming. So Uncle Scott sounds like it's going to be all of them. We got a super chat contribution. John, why don't you kick this one off from my man Jack?
What's up, Jack? He says, happy Friday, my dudes. Can you give me your thoughts on if Purdy will regress? If so, what are the % chances he will regress? Thank you, Jack, for the super chat. Love the bow tie and the AVI. Jarvis, always my friend. Yeah, this is a big one because we've seen such a small sample size of Brock Purdy. Small, tiny. 5 regular season starts, then the playoffs. And he was on fire. And it's so funny, this is the time of season where everybody's doing their rankings and all that stuff, Madden included. And I was listening to, I think it was Around the NFL, who I absolutely love what they do. It's a very entertaining podcast. They've been around. They're kind of the OGs of the NFL, whatever. I think they ranked Brock Purdy at like 5 or 26 on quarterback scale.
Oh, quarterback scale. Okay, yeah.
I was like, what? So will he regress? Probably. There's going to be a point. There's no way in which he could stay at that high level. If he did, he'd be the MVP if he stayed healthy. So I do think that he regresses. Wayne, do you agree?
You think he regresses?
I think he has to. If not, he's the MVP.
I don't know if he but it's a tough question, right? Because there's also room for him to progress, which is the opposite of regress. What's regressing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it a big step back? Is it a slight step back? What if he gets better in another category, but regresses in a different category? What if he gets better in, I don't know, completion percentage, but then slacks off in touchdowns? I don't know.
He was at 67.1% completion percentage.
See, I expect that to go up to 63, 65.
Oh, 67.1. Sorry.
I expect that to go up by 2 is what I'm trying to say.
Gotcha.
Like, I feel like it'll increase by 2. If he plays a lot, he'll get the majority of the snaps. Obviously, he'll have more chances. So it'll go up. It'll go up by a couple. So that's progression. But aren't there areas there where he can still regress in? Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be tough. So I get where you're coming from. It makes sense.
The one thing that I want to see, if I could say, I want to fix this one area. I want him to stop. I want his default mode to stop being scrambled to his left side. That's the one thing I'd fix.
Yeah, because I feel like that's what they see now, right? That's what the teams.
Right.
And so when we talk about teams getting tape and having film, they're going to notice that's a tendency that Brock Purdy does.
Not saying he shouldn't do that ever. I'm just saying right now his default is pockets collapse and go left. And I don't like when right-handed quarterbacks do that because it limits how he can throw. I would really prefer him to go right as a right-handed quarterback, but I'll be a nitpicky here. Just something that comes, to my mind rather quickly.
I mean, it's just something that he has to kind of like pick up on, like, try going the opposite way. But it all comes down to how the play kind of like unfolds once he hikes the ball, right? I think the first thing is take the snap, field it correctly, and go through your progressions, which I feel like that's something that Brock does rather well. Like, he's able to get through his progressions. Now, if there's a person in his face because somebody missed the block or there's an extra blitzer, then it's going to speed up the progression a little bit, and he's probably going to naturally kick to the side that he normally is comfortable running to, which will be the left side, which kind of makes sense. But we'll see. I just feel like there's areas he can progress in, and there may be some areas he regresses in. And then we didn't even factor in the fact that he's coming back from the injury. So it's gonna be fun to watch. It's gonna be fun to monitor. And since we're there, I do kind of want to talk about the two quarterbacks, because Steve Young, who was interviewed by Matt Miyoko, and then his take on Lance. I want you to go over that, and I'll go over his take on Brock. So let's start with Trey Lance. And what does Steve Young have to say about Trey Lance? Because it sounds very similar to something that, Ebony and Ivory been talking about for the past months.
I'm just saying, the fact that Steve Young definitely listens to this show helps. We know that. And so shout out to number 8. He's amazing. But yeah, he basically said, like, to the people that have been dogging Trey and calling him a bust and all these things, like, what is it that you are citing What plays have you seen that he cannot perform? And he says, man, they're not present. You can't do that. You could say that, you know what? He hasn't had those amazing highlights, but you can't say that he's had all these terrible plays either. It just doesn't exist. That game tape is not there. You could talk about how he hasn't played much. You could talk about the injuries. You talk about those things, but you cannot go against what you've seen on tape, whether that was against the Texans or whether it was, the opening drive against the Seahawks, the couple opening drives against the Seahawks this year. Just freaking ran down the field with ease. I think we had like 150 yards rushing on the first 2 drives of that game, and then the leg snapped. Yeah, it's par for course with what we've been. I know it doesn't drive clicks. It's very easy to say Lance is a bust or the Niners should be fired for this or blah, blah, blah. Those things drive clicks because of hate and anger and clickbait, but that's not who we are. That's not who we're going to be. And Steve Young kind of agrees with us on this area.
Yeah. And then he was asked about, Brock Purdy and his thoughts about Brock Purdy. And he said what Brock Purdy did for the 49ers was amazing. And he said, bearing his health, if Brock is healthy, let him cook.
Yes.
And it's common sense, right? It's the same thing we've been saying. Like, if Brock Purdy is good to go, and Steve Young even broke it down into percentages, right? He said if he's 90% good, you got to let him rock. What's 10%? You know what I'm saying? It could be the 10% that makes or breaks the game, but at the end of the day, if he's good and he's healthy and he's ready to go, let him cook. You got to go out there and see what this kid can do and kind of like measure, like, can he still make these throws? Can he still play under duress? Can he still be that coming off this injury? Can he not get into his own head? And the only way you're going to find that out is by letting him go out there and play football. At the end of the day, when I look at the quarterback situation, and I don't know if you feel the same way, I don't even see it as a situation anymore. I feel like the 49ers have what they need, and they trust and confidence, and if Trey Lance has to play, and then they have the trust and confidence if Brock Purdy has to play. And then if those both fail for some reason, if something happens injury-wise, not just bad play, if something happens injury-wise, I feel like they're confident and trusting in what Sam Darnold may be able to bring to the team.
Yeah, it's very well said. Like, this is not really a situation. If Brock's healthy, that's your guy. He came in and in his 8 games was better than Jimmy Garoppolo has been at any stage in his career. Better. His first 8 were better than any Jimmy G games. And that's beautiful for somebody that's 23 years old, hasn't got many reps with the first teamers, steps in, dominates start to finish. The only thing that stopped him is an injury, and it was a freak injury at that. Yeah, if Brock's good, you roll Brock. We've been saying this. However, we do want to see Trey, but if Brock's healthy, you just keep rolling. But at some point with the Niners and the quarterback situation, the current state of the NFL, you're going to see more than one quarterback in the 49ers uniform this year. And whenever that happens, that might not necessarily be a negative thing or whatever. We want to see it. We want to see it.
Yeah, and I think whatever situation they do find themselves in, I feel like it's a winnable situation. I feel like the 49ers can win with Trey Lance. I know the 49ers can win with Brock Purdy. We saw it. And I feel like they can win if Sam Darnold had to come in. Like, I just feel like the way that this team is built, they can win football games. And I think at the end of the day, that's all we want. I know that's all I want. I just want us to win. I don't ever want us to lose. I know that's not reality, but that's just what I want. I want us to win by any means necessary. I feel like we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? I feel like we'll figure it out. All right. Now, listen, guys, we're going to talk about training camp in a couple of seconds. But before we do that, we got a super chat contribution I want to get to. And we got a nice little accolade I want to get to because I have a new member of the Breezy's bunch. My man, Grand Asen, is in the building. You get the air horns, baby. What's going on? Thank you for becoming a member. I like that shirt you got on, Rock Beach. That's kind of cool. You could turn it into like Brock Beach at some point in the season as well. Put a B on it. You know what I mean? And then, the one and only Miss Peachy B is in the building with the super chat contribution saying, hey, Breezy and John, always fun when you are together. Can't wait till Pittsburgh. Fire it up. Everyone there is 4 days till training camp. Get excited. See that now I'm excited. I'm super excited. If you haven't yet, smash that like button. There are the hashtags. John, how excited are you about 49ers training camp getting ready to kick off?
Man, it's time. It's just time. I'm excited for new tape. I'm excited just to see all these guys that, the 49ers redshirt. And so we love the draft. You and I dive into it as deep as almost anybody. But they put all these toys on a shelf and you don't get to open them for a year later. And I think that's this time. And so I'm excited about all those sophomore players that we didn't necessarily get to see as much last year as we had hoped to. And just to see how they progressed after their rookie year. So, man, it's going to be fun. We'll be out there. Wednesday is the very first fan,
26th.
People can go to the workout and all that stuff. I'll be there. We're giving away Wayne, this shameless plug from Vicky, our sister who helps with all the Niners Rush stuff. We are giving away 2 tickets to training camp for free over on our Instagram, 49ers Rush Podcast. Sunday is going to be the 900th episode of the 49ers Rush Podcast. So we always do, we're doing a giveaway. So you want to come to training camp for free? We got 2 tickets for you. All you got to do is head over to our Instagram page. And while you're there, check out Wayne Breezy's Instagram page if you haven't already.
I appreciate that plug, John. It's gonna be amazing time. I know you guys are gonna have fun being out there in that hot ass sun and just watching the plays go over and over and over again. But seriously, man, it's going to be really cool. It's going to be really cool for you guys to be out there and get some really exclusive content that we can sit there and talk about for on many shows to come. All right, look. I'm excited about training camp. What do you think is going to go down July 25th? Is it just like that initiation? Everybody shows up. They're going to do some sprints, run some drills, not real football drills, but like the conditioning stuff with all the veterans reporting.
Yeah, they have kind of a conditioning checklist for every weight class and position group that you got to get in and get under to make sure that you're in condition. And if you're not, then you'll be on the side of the field running gassers and stretching for the first couple of days. This is every single training camp does this. So if you don't hit the minimums, the times expected, almost like a basic training, then guess what? You go over with the strength and conditioning coach while everybody else is working on drills and you're just running gassers and stretching. So you got to make sure you come in at weight. The team has charted weights for every player, and they tell them before they leave for the offseason, we want you at 275, this percent body weight or body fat percentage, all that stuff. And so when they come in, they check all those things. And if you didn't make it, guess what? You're on field too, buddy.
Any players, any player that you feel may not come in like
question.
in shape. I can tell you right now, it won't be Deebo Samuel. He's in more shape than.
That's the one that you got to kind of watch for.
That's from history and, collegiate history. And even the damn college coach has talked about it. It's the one thing you got to worry about. He looks like he's in tip-top shape. It looks like he's in the best shape he's ever been in his career. And possibly now that he secured the bag, it's game time like for him. And the thing I like about Deebo is that he kind of said that I sucked. I'm paraphrasing it, obviously. And I'm going to be better. That's kind of what I got from Deebo. And so now he has to translate his workout onto the football field this upcoming season. Now, we've seen Deebo be immaculate, and he wasn't even in that best shape that season. So
this best shape he's been in, which is a trope, and you hear it from everybody. But the videos speak for themselves. Dude's ripped.
Yeah. Grant has something to say to you, too, by the way, before you get to your next point.
Oh, no.
How do you say his name? I'm just curious.
Grand Asen.
So that's how I say
wrong?
it too. It could be. I'm not sure. Is it?
Got to teach you and John how to pronounce Ason. Is it Ason?
Is it Ason? See, when you put
I say it like Jason, just without
I say
the
it
J.
like Mason with the M.
There we go. See, there we go.
Like Jordan Mason. So maybe it's Ason. All right,
Ason. Now there's 2
maybe
players.
It's Ason.
Yeah, you let us know because I'm not smart and it takes a while.
None of us are.
But
Teachers aren't smart. Just wanted you to know that.
No, especially at names. Come on, AA Ron. Now, there are two players that I'm curious to see how they come in shape wise. One of them's Ambry Thomas, which this is the most important camp of his career, and the second is Kalia Davis, who we haven't seen much from. Those are two guys that I want to say, like, all right. He says yes, John. So I think it is Ason.
Okay, I'm with Ason.
Ason. That sounds cooler.
That is way cooler than Ason. Even though, yeah, Ason. Cool. All right. So we got it. I knew we'd figure it out. Once you call us out on it once, fool us once, shame on us, I guess.
There we go.
All right. So, John, I'm with you on those. But we do have an injury. We want to talk about it real quickly. Darrell Luter Jr. placed on the PUP. Now, how long is this going to be for? Is this 4 to 6 weeks? Is this no?
Anybody that goes on the PUP during training camp, that is a day-by-day thing. He could be activated tomorrow.
Okay.
At any point, he can be activated.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing that's interesting to me, because he got put on the PUP, not the NFI. If it was the NFI, it was an injury before he got drafted.
I just had
this
this
injury
conversation.
that's come during
minicamp. Yeah.
Maybe before, because if you remember when they asked Brandon Ayuk about Darrell Luter Jr., he goes, who? He's like, I haven't seen him. Like, he has not been around.
But he was around. He was at minicamp. He had good reps. No, because he had some good reps, and people were talking about it.
That was early.
So that might have been rookie camp.
Maybe.
So maybe he was hurt during the minicamp, during the OTAs.
And they don't have to disclose what that is. I mean, it could be a hamstring, could be an ankle, could be groin, could be whatever. We don't know the severity of that. So we just really do not know until they get Kyle Shanahan in front of a mic. And until that happens, it's guessing game, Matthew.
Right.
Appreciate we just do not know. Literally don't know.
Well, I mean, interesting, because this is a sign, not to cut you off.
No.
For others, like Ambry Thomas, like Quantrez Knight, like these guys, this is an indication to where maybe we want to see more from them. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kyle Shanahan.
This is where I was going to go. I know this is what I was going to go.
High five, I'm tagging you in, baby. It's tag team.
We saw the same things with Juwan Jennings, where he's a late round pick and small bump in the road. Juwan Jennings got a hamstring. What happened? They stashed that MFer until the following year. And it's just a way to play the 53-man roster game. And if you stash him the whole year, nobody else could touch him. Nobody can touch him.
When you said 53-man roster game, like I already know. Like this is Kyle Shanahan at his finest. I'm sure other teams do it, but it's really cool and personal when our coach does it and we kind of understand the game now. I think that's what it is for me, at least.
Yeah. Look at Matthew says tag team back again. Quick reference to John Chapman's what's it called? I snuck into a concert. And they did a cover to that song. It was awesome. Back in my high school days, I just you brought me back, Matthew. So I just
the funniest thing, Matthew, is the Geico commercial with the ice cream.
Sprinkles.
Scoop, there it is. Yeah, sprinkles. Scoop, there it is. Scoop, there. I'm sorry. I'm getting amped. John, rookie watch. Now we're -1 of the rookies. Does this help any one of the undrafted guys kind of like stand out and showcase, especially at that position?
Yeah, it's your guy who the Niners it's their guy too. The highest guaranteed money to any undrafted free agent, Deshaun Jameson. That is, yeah. Watch that
Interesting.
name. Man. Watch that name.
And who are we to watch? Who does John Chapman want everybody to keep their eye on?
Quantrez Knight.
You've been saying that.
I mean, there were two undrafted guys I loved last year, Jordan Mason, Quantrez Knight, and I feel like they both showcased. And just Quantrez Knight didn't get the spot because of injuries. He never got the opportunity in game, but he put up some great. He didn't allow one catch through 3 preseason games. Like, dude was balling. So those are the two that I'm just like, man, I gotta watch. But if I'm gonna go real deep, Leroy Watson. Left tackle. That's what I want to watch. Can he pass the guys ahead of him? Jalen Moore.
Yes. So I know where you're going with this. There's a possibility that Leroy Watson is the 2023 swing tackle for the
Yep.
49ers.
Yep.
Strong possibility. I wouldn't see it any other way. My player to watch, Kalen LeBourne. I feel like this kid is going to show up to camp. He's in the tip top shape. The burst is there. The breaking tackling ability is there. He's going to be with Bobby Turner and Anthony Lynn. I'm excited to watch the running backs because I know we only keep him foe, and I don't know where this is gonna go. Does anyone take a step back? Because TDP and his drills, he looked amazing. He looked like he was in better shape. He looked like he was cutting the cake. Like he just was cutting. And I'm like, wait a minute, this guy is cutting dangerously, and I like it. It's gonna be interesting, John, to see, which room is going to, the position battle is going to be out there. And what's your favorite position battle heading in to training camp? This may change daily, though.
Before I give that, I want to back up your LeBourne claim one time, if that's okay. I don't think you mind that.
Back it up.
Listen to these names: Najee Harris, Cam Akers, DeAndre Swift, J.K. Dobbins, Brian Robinson, Travis Etienne, Trey Sermon, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. LeBourne was one ahead of all of them. He was the number one running back coming out of high school, ranked ahead of all those suckers. He just had a lot of bumps along the way.
A lot of bumps in his road at Florida State, and
Talent's
then there was an injury, and then he got to Marshall, if I'm not mistaken, and then he was top 10.
Yeah.
In NCAA, he finished in the top 10 in NCAA football. I mean, with the names, with Bijan Robinson, he's on the same list as Bijan Robinson.
Coming out of high school, yeah. Just saying. Talent's there. He just got to put it together. Now, the thing I want to watch the most is tight ends, which it's weird. Like, why do I care that much about the tight end too? Well, we run more 12 personnel than any team in the NFL. So whoever wins that tight end 2 job's going to be getting a lot of playing time. And I'm curious to see who that's going to be. The rotation with the 2 rookies, the 2 vets fighting over that. That's something I want to see.
Love it. I'll second that, man. I can't wait to see these tight ends. I mean, George Kittle is going to be out there. Obviously, we know he's tight end number 1. Who will be tight end 2? That's the question mark. Will it be a rookie? Will it be Braden Willis? Will it be Cameron Latou? Will the old man Dwelly or old man Warner still find a way on this roster? And this Fumagalli still here too. So this is going to be interesting. Fumagalli is getting. So it's going to be interesting to see how that tight end 2 situations shape out. I think we keep 4 tight ends, so it's going to be interesting to see how that shapes out.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, man. I just want to see the rotation. Can Latu block, right? That's what I want. Can he block? And so I'm excited, man. The defensive tackle rotation, good gosh, so much depth. The backup linebackers, where's Jair Brown getting snaps at? Is it strong safety? Is it free safety? Is it both safeties? If they're doing 3 safety looks, who's the nickel road? It's going to be like Christmas, man.
It's going to be like Christmas, baby. Gonna be like Christmas. John, Madden 24 started dropping their ratings. And I'm a Madden guy. This is one game I'll get every year. I don't care how trash it is. I get it for the new roster, the new gameplay. I did simulated videos last year, and they were a hit because people got to watch me literally curse out a video game. Like literally slam a joystick, which I got to go buy a new controller, by the way. Like, it was perfect. And they would be like, Breezy, it's just a game. It's not just a game.
I experienced this firsthand. It's more than a game of Breezy.
That's right.
It is.
I was like,
hey, Breezy, let's get these kiddos in here so they can play the video game, buddy. Man. And Breezy double looked at me like, I will kill you.
I was in mid-game. I was in mid-Madden form, and he wanted to let a little kid on and I had to leave. I never mind. Anyway, shout out to the kid. It was a great time. Another reason why you want to be a part of that 49ers Rush
His family reached out to us afterwards, and we're very appreciative. About how much fun they had and all those things. So,
because I was tough. Woo. Okay. So Madden released their ratings. Not one 49er player this year made it into the 99 club. I know you've seen every one of those tweets or Instagram posts. And I know you're not into the Madden. I know you don't care, but were you shocked that Nick Bosa, 98, Trent Williams, 98, those two players didn't grace the 99 club?
It's weird. Trent Williams is the one that I understand Nick Bosa's defensive player of the year, but it seems like Madden kind of does these legacy award 99 rankings where
Correct.
if you've been that elite, whatever for back-to-back or 3 years or you're longer in your year, which Trent Williams is the definition of that. So that was the weird one for me to see. Nick Bosa, I get. Both are 98s. Which, if you're just into the mention
still top
of,
of their position too. So Bosa's top defensive end. Trent Williams is the top left tackle in the game.
But yeah, in my opinion, Trent Williams should have been 99, almost above any other player at any other position. Like I know Aaron Donald got 99. Trent Williams is better at his position now than Aaron Donald is at his, if that makes sense. The difference between Trent Williams and the next tackle is greater than the difference between Aaron Donald, who I don't even consider to be the top defensive tackle in the NFL anymore. I'd put Chris Jones there personally.
And it's weird to me because I was just more like, how does Trent Williams not make the 99? But Zach Martin made a 99 as a guard. So he's the first guard to ever be.
Which I don't have a problem with him being
no,
99.
Not at all. No. This is not shade toward him. But then it's just weird. So maybe last year it was about the tackle, and this year it was about the guard. It's just being the first, because Trent Williams was the first offensive lineman to ever win a 99, not just
last
tackle.
year. Yeah. And he had a better year this year. Like,
it's interesting.
Maybe he missed a couple games. I don't know. I don't understand why they would bring his rating back, but I know he is getting older, but so is Zach Martin. And so, yeah, it's weird. Madden plays a very important. I put this out on Twitter and I was like, look, Madden made me part of who I am. I used to have people spend the night at my house, several friends, and we would just have Madden tournaments. And it's where I learned, so much stuff because we didn't have access. The internet went around. So like the plays and all that stuff back in middle school in 94, like I was studying Madden playbooks, trying to learn defenses and how this stuff works. And so I love Madden, but what it's become today is very frustrating. And I like the publicity that it gets and that it draws attention to players. But at the same time, I don't really get too upset about it. The guys that are making these rankings, I don't think they watch a lot of film. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing to really be upset about. I mean, it's just like, I'm sure every content creator, every fan, when they see their player get rated, they're probably feeling some type of way. How am I, and then sometimes the players even speak out on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it matters to them.
It does matter. Like, Javon Hargrave or Javon Hargrave. I'm sorry. I always pronounce his name wrong because it's spelled Javon.
Was he like
Javon.
a 91 or something?
No, he was in 84? 80. He was low. It was weird.
Yeah. I'm not too concerned about it, man.
Didn't he finish number one in pressures? But see, it's overall. It's an overall thing, and so Aaron Donald got the 99 at defensive tackle, and yeah, Mose, he was an 84. And it was a lower rank, and I'm like, really? So he was like in the top 20 of defensive tackles, but at the very bottom, like number 15 or 17. I think he was 17. So it was weird. It was just weird. Now look, it's just a video game. Those numbers will be updated, obviously, throughout the regular season, depending on how well they play. All right, depending on how well they play. So it is what it is. But here's the good news: the 49ers got 4 players over 95. All right,
good
Nick
Lord.
Bosa, 98, Trent Williams, 98, Christian McCaffrey, 96, who was still number 2 under the running backs, and then George Kittle, the number 2 tight end in the game, underneath the 99, Travis Kelce. So 4
Fred
players.
Warner wasn't above a 95?
I don't see Fred Warner's rating.
Oh, maybe they haven't done linebackers yet.
But I thought I could have swore I read this and I saw what's his name rating, but maybe see they got Greenlaw's rating here, but as an outside linebacker, that's why. So Greenlaw's
he's got
86.
a 94. Oh no, that was last year.
Yeah,
I
don't have
anything recently.
I don't have middle linebackers. They didn't do middle linebackers yet.
Yeah, Fred Warner's not.
He should be the number 1 linebacker rated in this game.
I don't mind if you put him at like a 96, 97 in that tier. And that's the thing. Once you're in that kind of tier, you're just being, okay, this is an elite player at this position. And like for Kittle, 96, I think is like whatever. If it was 96, it was 98. I wouldn't really care.
Yeah,
don't
I
really
got
care.
you. Just a little fun to talk about. I do Madden shows. I know people don't really care about the ratings like John. It's cool. Madden is trash, but I tell you what, I play it every year. I buy it every year. Leagues. It's fun when you're playing with other people. I mean, you got to understand it's also a video game, guys. It's not the real football. It's not real. It's a video game.
Except
you got to
your
learn.
simulations. Those are
Yes. Like, I mean, you got to learn the game.
Yes.
Learn how to play the game and play football at the same time. That's what I like about Madden. All right, John, let's get down to the kit and caboodle, baby. It's time, baby. It's time to build the offense, and I'm super excited because we about to touch down with the 40.
There we go. There we go.
I feel like they should let me do that. Like, it would be way more animated.
I would like it more.
Yeah.
I would like it a lot more. I think a lot of people would. But, shout out to Papa.
Papa! Not from the shy. Papa. Greg Papa. All right, John, you ready to do this? Before we, start sharing our screen, we have to do the coin toss.
Uh-oh.
All right? Because I felt like last year I went first. Now, John, I'm going to let you call it. You want heads or tails?
Heads, baby.
All right. So you got heads. I'm doing the random fuck. So John gets first pick.
Boom, boom, boom.
Or, John, do you want to do it like the kickoff and defer?
No, I'm taking first pick.
Mother sucker. All right.
First pick, baby.
So John's going to get first pick. Now, John, before we do this, we had a little poll going. I'm going to end the poll. Which offensive player would you draft first in this type of an exercise? No one picked other, John. 73% went with CMC, 14% went with Kittle, Debo 11%. So it's CMC, but no one picked other. Other could have been Brock Purdy. Other could have been Trey. Other could have been Trent Williams. No one picked other. Interesting.
Well, I did not vote in said poll. And here's how this is going to work. So we're both building our own 11-man offensive team off the 49ers roster, right? So once somebody's picked, they're gone. And we're going to see who wins this competition. Friendly. I get first pick, then Wayne gets 2, then I get 2, and we're going to sneak back and forth like that, right? Yeah. So I got first pick. I called heads. I got it. I'm not going CMC first. I love Christian McCaffrey.
Interesting.
We talked about this before the show, and you can put up the screen share if you want to. I am going none other than the person, Trent Silverback Williams at left tackle. And the main reason why is, 1, I think he's the best offensive player that we have. 2, the drop-off between him and the next left tackle, that is gigantic to me. So I'm going Trent Williams. I'm not even considering CMC at this point. I'm excited about this, and I'm thankful I won that coin toss.
All right. So, I mean, if I had first pick, that would have been my first pick. I'm not even going to stunt. But since you left it to me, and we're just doing offense, guys. We're just focusing on the offense. Next week, we'll do defense. I'm going to go, John, give me Christian McCaffrey.
All right, he's going CMC.
Yes, sir. Ooh, this is tough because John gets 2 next. Give me Christian McCaffrey and give me Brandon Ayuk.
Ooh. That's spicy, my friend. That is spicy. So you're just going straight playmakers, man. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
So far, I'll figure out how to block.
Yeah, and so you're going playmakers, and so here I am. I got 2 picks there.
He got 2 picks back to back. I couldn't
I'm
go
tight end, man. I'm going tight end,
and that's wise.
Infatuated with this position. So George Kittle, and then there's a couple guys I'm looking for, but I don't think it's much of a debate here. You went Ayuk, which I ain't mad at.
You gotta go Debo. You gotta go Debo.
Yeah, I'm very happy with how this exchange has taken place. I don't think there's any bad picks to this point, but the fact that I got Trent, Kittle, and Debo, I ain't mad, man.
All right, let me get Brock Purdy.
Oh, oh. But Wayne, aren't
Yeah.
you a Trey Lance truther?
I'm definitely a Trey Lance truther, but I'm gonna take Brock Purdy in this draft.
Awesome.
I ain't got no offensive line yet, so I need somebody to
That's okay. You
scramble
don't
around.
need them. No, you don't need them.
Oh, I definitely do. Oh, left tackle. You know what? Give me Give me Colton McKivitz at my left tackle.
It might be where he is next year.
Stop, man, because Trent's coming back. Stop.
2 years, I meant. My bad.
Okay, there you go.
My bad.
That's much like it.
That's awesome. So okay, let me look at my team and kind of where we are. Man, I'm building. I'm just gonna stick with line play. I'm taking my 2 guards that I freaking love. I'm just penciling them in, man. Aaron Banks. I'm getting big Spencer Burford. I'm just sticking with what we got going.
Love
So
it.
yeah, I like where I'm at now. I've got my base, and now I just get to pepper in some fun ones.
So you're putting Burford at guard and not right tackle.
Yes. Yes.
Love it. Love it. I love it. I love it where you're going. All right, John.
Also, let me just say I didn't clarify this, but if you look at the way we have it, there's a flex position,
Yeah, I
which
see it
could
now.
be running back, wide receiver, tight end, whatever you want to do, fullback, however you want to fill that out. So you can get kind of, this is what we did last year, the same format, but I didn't explain that very well.
All right, let me see. How do I want to build this line? Let's go. All right, let me get.
This is fun. This
is interesting.
It's chess, but with NFL rosters.
I tell you what, I'm gonna double up here. Ooh,
Ooh.
I like where this is going. Let me give me Jake Brendel.
That's what I assumed you were doing.
And then let me get Elijah Mitchell.
Ooh,
Put him in my flex.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's fun. That is fun because now with the way you're looking at it, I mean, you're building CMC, Ayuk, Mitchell with Brock Purdy. Man, Elijah Mitchell's nice in the flex. I was hoping he'd be there for a little while.
This is going to be interesting. You got the starting. So the starting offensive line is gone.
Yes, all 5.
All right. So now I got.
You got 2. I got 3.
Yeah.
That's okay. All right, I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go Juwan Jennings.
Okay.
At the wide receiver position. Debo.
I like it.
I'm cool with that.
That's the tough. You got the tough boys.
Right.
You got the rock boys in the building.
There we go. And then I'm going flex before my running back. I'm going Juice. And I ain't even going to try to spell Kyle Juszczyk live on air.
I was hoping I could get him to go one more round. Okay. I'm going to go. It just doesn't fit. Doesn't fit. I'm going to go. I got to get this offensive line down packed, so I got to play a little different. So here we go. I'm going to go with.
This is gonna mess me up.
You'll be fine. Give me John Feliciano.
Where do you want him?
He's gonna have to play the
right guard.
Yeah,
or left guard.
Put him at.
I'd put him right guard to help out your right tackle because I think Colton McKivitz is pretty solid, but that's just my own personality. But he's played left guard. He's played right guard. He's played both.
Put him at the right guard spot.
I don't know if I'm spelling his name correctly, and I apologize. I don't know if there's 2 L's or 1 L.
And then for my second wide receiver, Let me get.
Oh, what are you gonna do here?
No, this is tough. Give me Ray Ray.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that. I like that. That's the thing that's crazy is you look at these rosters and it's like skill position players are amazing. Like
Yeah, it's tough.
both teams. There's not a wrong. All right, right tackle. I'm going with Matt Pryor,
I like it.
who I think could get some snaps this year. You know, I like Colton McKivitz. I really, really do. But they like Matt Pryor considerably. And I think that's the reason why they didn't draft or bring in an undrafted free agent tackle. I think that's huge. And so then I'm going center position. Man, I'm going Nick Sakill.
Okay, I could dig it.
I want him to long term be the center, not just backup center long term, but we'll see. It hasn't panned out yet, but I like Nick Sakill, close to a gold helmet guy for the 49ers.
All right, for my tight end, let me get Braden Willis.
Ooh, I would have done the same thing, man. Isn't that funny? You got Cameron Latu, you got Charlie Warner, you got all these guys. I would have went Braden Willis too.
I'm going Braden Willis right there. I need a guy that can make some plays.
Right.
This is tough.
And I might be misspelling this, but I think I'm okay.
It's okay.
And then you got one more, right? Or is that it?
I gotta take a
Tackle or guard?
You know what? For my tackle, you know what? Move McKivitz to my right tackle.
Oh, position change.
Give me Leroy Watson at my left tackle.
I loved it. I would have done the same thing, Wayne. Leroy Watson. All right, my turn here. I'm rounding it out. I got my man Trey Lance, and you guys know who I'm going at running back.
Mason, baby.
I went Mason last year in the same exercise. I went Mason last year.
You got a
in the
good
same
memory.
Exercise. Jordan Mason.
All right,
you
John's
got left guard
off. I got to get a left guard, and this is tricky, man. Jason Poe, Joey Fisher.
Joey Fisher.
Yeah.
Joey Fisher.
Yeah.
I think the depth chart might be that way as well. So in the chat, throw it up. Let us know whose roster you like and why. Or you could be like Sean, who is always Sean, that says I don't like either.
I like Great One. He says your team is way better. I'm curious to know what makes your team way better.
Yeah, this is fun.
Feel free to talk about it. Draco says I would have took Bell or Danny. I thought John would go with Danny because he had to go with Trey Lance.
But man, Juwan Jennings, I ain't taking him over Juwan Jennings. And my flex is Kyle. Like
you get the deep threat at I just thought
I like the pairing. If you would have went use check, I probably would have went Danny and my flex.
I think you definitely have the edge over the line. Debster says look like Chapman won. We need context. We need to know why. Like,
yeah, I mean, you got CMC, which is huge. CMC and Ayuk. That's the spiciness. Brock, CMC, Ayuk on your team. That's my favorite thing about your team.
See, when I asked the Great One, give us context, this is exactly what I'm talking about. The O-line is the difference. Mason is gonna beast. Yo, John, you had Trent Williams. I mean, like, you had the first pick to pick Trent. Now, if I had first pick,
if we would have flipped it, everything
I would have. This is how I drafted last year. But they said you won last year. I drafted exactly the same way John drafted.
I got Kittle both years, though.
You did get Kittle both years. It's the way they flow. Like I could have went Kittle. But then I would have left you taking Debo and Brandon Ayuk. I couldn't let that happen. I don't know if that's what you would have did, but you would have took Debo and Brandon Ayuk, and then people would have been like, "Oh, he won." Like, you know what I mean?
I would have took Debo and Kittle.
No, if I would have took Kittle, I was going to go CMC and Kittle. Then that would have left you to take Debo and Ayuk.
I would have. That's what I would have done.
Yeah. I like
so if
the
we
juice
switch
pick.
Those, if you got Kittle and I got Willis,
yeah,
and you wouldn't have Ayuk.
I know you would have took both of those receivers, and then I would have
I
been
would
stuck
have.
with Jawan Jennings and
Yeah. It's
whoever
weird
else.
because the position you're in dictates the way the team is built almost.
Yeah. And it's weird because no one's talking about the quarterback, which you would have thought.
I think that's where we're at, right? What you said earlier about the situation, because man, Trey, you know how many teams would be so happy to have Trey Lance right now?
Yeah.
At least 10. At least 10.
Oh, I'm one of those teams. Put me in there. Make me 11.
Yeah. Yeah.
Breezy, great one says I should have went with Kittle and Debo first picks.
Over CMC?
Over
then I would have got
CMC?
no, I don't think
Nah.
so. CMC's that good.
CMC is not just a running back. So I drafted CMC because and that's why I didn't go Debo, because I had CMC. You saw how that didn't really work last year.
My order for top players, and it would have caught me wrong. So if you would have, I went Trent Williams 1 when I ranked him, CMC 2, Kittle 3. I put Kittle 3.
Those are the top 3.
Yeah. But if I took CMC and Kittle, you would have got Debo Ayuk, like you said.
I would have, and I hope I would have gotten Trent Williams. Like I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a tough draft. It's tough. It's a tough exercise.
That was a good coin flip. That's all I gotta say. That if I won, I won because of the coin flip.
If you won, power to you, John. You're great.
I met Hasselbeck that in the playoffs for the Seahawks. Right? They flip it, and he won the coin toss. He's like, "We're going to take the ball, and we're going to score, and we're going to win." But then he threw an interception.
But this is interesting, right? So let's do this real quick before. All right. So I really do feel like you won in the offensive line category, right? I got a bunch of unknowns except for our center, but I do got a veteran in there, and I think
let's go through and say these.
Yeah.
So you say your roster, then I'll say my roster, because I know the audio listeners, they're not seeing this.
Understood. So you want to go first? You have first
sure.
pick. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So here's Team Chapman. I got Trey Lance at quarterback, Jordan Mason running back, Debo Jennings are my wide receivers, Kittle and Juszczyk. Then my offensive line is Trent Williams, Aaron Banks, Nick Sakill at center, Spencer Burford, Matt Pryor at right tackle.
All right, and that's a stunning team too, by the way. I just want to put that out there. Team Breezy, I got quarterback Brock Purdy, running back CMC. Wide receivers are Brandon Ayuk, Ray McLeod. My tight end is the rookie Braden Willis. My flex position, I went with running back Elijah Mitchell. My left tackle, Leroy Watson. I know a lot of people don't know who he is, but you're going to learn today. My left guard, Joey Fisher. This is an undrafted kid, right? That looks like he can be something prominent to the 49ers. I went with the good old new signing of Jake Brendel, who played very well as a center, Pro Bowl alternate. I got the bull, John Feliciano, man. They went out and got this guy in free agency. And then I went with the guy that no one is giving a chance in Colton McKivitz. You know, I kind of had no choice. But at the end of the day, this is tough because if we go position by position, is it Purdy over Lance? Is it CMC over Mason?
Yes.
Is it Ayuk over Debo? Is that
yes.
a push?
No, that's Ayuk. So you're up 2-1. Let's keep going. I'm going to keep track. So Wayne's got 2. I've got 1.
This is spicy. All right. Ray over.
Let's put a little check mark.
Yeah, you got the controls.
Right? How do I
control?
Do this? I'm just gonna put an X. That's easy.
So
no, we said push, right? So X is push.
So you got a push at the running back? And
no, for Brock. Sorry. So I don't know, Brock. I think I think Brock is the winner there. Do you disagree?
I feel like Brock
first.
I feel like Brock over Lance.
Yes.
I feel like CMC over Mason.
Yes.
This might be a push.
Ayuk and Debo.
Let's ask them out there.
I had Debo ranked higher.
Is Ayuk over Debo, or is Debo over Ayuk, or is it a push?
I don't think that Ayuk's going to get paid the same amount Debo did. Now, if you want a true wide receiver, it's Ayuk over Debo. If it's football, I think it's Debo over Ayuk.
Interesting. All right. So go with Debo.
We'll come back to that one.
Okay, we'll come back to that one.
That's a push.
That's a push.
Because you took Ayuk over Debo.
I did, because I went with the guy that Purdy was having a good old damn field day with.
Yeah.
That was my
Debo
strategy.
4, Ayuk 5, but yeah, I think that's a push.
This might not be a tough one. I think I'm going Jennings over McLeod.
I think so as well.
All right, Kittle over Willis. Now, here's where it gets interesting again. Because if y'all motherfuckers pick Juice over Elijah Mitchell, I'm slapping the shit out of everybody. Because ain't no way. Now, I love what Juice can do, but he don't get damn near the opportunities as Elijah Mitchell. I want to know.
Juice makes everybody else better, though.
I ain't asking you who he made better. I'm talking about who's the better player. And this is what we're doing now. This is the exercise that we're doing now.
Do you think Elijah Mitchell's going to get $6 million a year?
I don't give a fuck what he make. All I know is it don't matter what he make. Who got the better stats?
Here's where I had my rankings, which doesn't mean jack squat. Where did I put Juice at?
Juice should be higher
Juice way higher than Elijah
These
Mitchell.
people are picking
1, 2,
Juice.
3, 4,
Grand
5, 6.
Asan
I would
picked
too.
Juice
I would
over
too.
Elijah Mitchell. Okay.
I would too.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Y'all pick Juice over Mitchell. Okay, y'all the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever met. All right. Leroy Watson
is the weight I love,
is under Trent Williams for sure. Leroy,
you want to ask him though? I'm not sure.
No, I'm not. There's no reason to ask. Aaron Banks over Fisher. I'm taking Brindle over Zakil.
Oh yeah, considerably. And Niners do too, right?
Now this should be a tough one too. Feliciano versus Spencer Burford. Now, we watched Feliciano play multiple positions, New York Giants. We haven't seen him play in the 49er regime, but Spencer Burford, rookie season, decent, struggled at times, but
I think
finished
they're close.
I think this might be a push.
I think Spencer Burford's going to be the starter, and they've come out and said as much, and that he deserves that.
Oh, for sure.
But the play right now, yeah, I don't mind considering that a push at all.
And I think you got the one. Even though I like Colt McKivitz, Matt Pryor might be over. This is tough.
No, I'm taking McKivitz. I think they're taking McKivitz. I think they're taking Burford, but
I do
agree that this is close. This one here. And so we got some pushes. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
I got 4 X's. I've got 4 X's.
There we go.
We're a fucking push. Everybody chose your team, and we a push. And that's with you getting Juice. I'm not holding my tongue. Everybody, yeah. If Elijah Mitchell was, if he was healthy, if Elijah Mitchell was healthy, we winning. That 1-2 punch, we barely saw Juice on the field when Elijah Mitchell came back. The fuck y'all talking about? I love Juice. I think Juice did what he needed to do. He's still getting paid to do nothing. And there it is. We need Mitchell.
Oh, my gosh.
Shit. They say you got 5. I like Colin. So if Colin say you have 5, then John, you win. 5 over 4.
I love this so much. I love this.
He wasn't healthy for 1 season. Y'all he wasn't. Name George Kittle, but y'all got the motherfucker the best tight end in football.
Do you know how many snaps Elijah Mitchell had last year? 116. Do you know how many snaps Kyle Juszczyk had last year?
457.
610.
Yeah. I mean, Elijah Mitchell was injured last year. Go back to the year before.
Okay,
Just
I like
curious.
That's what I was going to do. So we go back to 2001. Here we go.
Who is
Elijah
Thomas
Mitchell.
Luttrell? This is the guy that I like. Juice is doing nothing every Sunday. I tell you what. And y'all want to know why he stay healthy? Because he does nothing. Nothing.
He has the hardest degree of blocks every single play.
He does, y'all. Y'all know I'm just having fun. I'm just having fun.
So Elijah Mitchell snaps in 2021. Let's see here.
And they saying that's the point.
550.
And
550.
What was Juice? 600 and something?
714.
He's in there blocking a lot. Yeah.
He is.
Which is why he probably stays healthy. I'm just saying.
I like Spicy Wade, man.
I tell you what, if I hand that ball off,
you go, man.
No. Who you prefer to? All right, let's ask this question. Who do you prefer to hand the ball off to, Juice or Mitchell?
Mitchell. That's it. I take Kyle
Well, I mean,
Juszczyk-
you're not asking Mitchell to lead block. It's a different position. Like, see,
I'd take Kyle Juszczyk in the passing game though too.
Nah, Mitchell was kind of nice in the passing game.
He's not Kyle Juszczyk. Kyle Juszczyk running those freaking rail routes and wheel routes and all that stuff.
Yeah, you know what, yo?
There is no way
this
Elijah
fan
Mitchell's
base
getting $5 million a year. No way.
Let me tell you, this fan base is the shittiest fan base I've ever seen, because when Mitchell was healthy, y'all was on his nuts, and then the moment he got injured, y'all threw his nuts in the trash.
I don't think that this is a negative Mitchell thing. I think Kyle Juszczyk is beloved.
I think Kyle Juszczyk, what you're saying,
7 straight Pro Bowls
is more valuable.
Yes.
Okay, I could dig that, but I'm still drafting Mitchell. I bet you ain't not one of these Mickey Fickies out here, which I love every one of y'all that are watching the show. Not one of you guys is drafting Kyle Juszczyk in fantasy football.
I'm crying over here, man.
I'll wait. John, what a great show. You get ready to tell us home, to take us home. Big Papa, I know the best ability is available. I created that. I understand. This is funny. Fred Warner ratings are out in Madden too, by the way, for those that love Madden like Breezy does.
Did that just come out just now?
It just came out. He is the #1 linebacker, like I said he would be. Did I not? I said that here on the show. And he's a 96, which is what John said he would be. Are we the freaking GOATs, or is it just me?
There we go.
And then the second is Roquan Smith, 4 points under.
Ooh.
Bobby Wagner, 89, number 5.
See, and that's the thing about that I would say that they got this right is Wagner against the run, man, should have a perfect 99. Wagner against the pass, probably in the 70s.
Facts. And then Dre Greenlaw finished 9th, and he's rated an 86, like I said.
No problem with that. No problem with that. I have him 5th, but yeah, that's no issues there.
I think people love John more than they love Breezy, and you just get the favoritism.
That's what it is, man.
I
gotta
cool.
be liked somewhere. That's all I'm saying. It's not in my household.
I love you. I don't like you. I love you. And I like everybody out there. I thought I loved them until, if this was on your channel and they did that, then fine.
Man,
I don't get love. Period.
If I don't tank this defensive draft that we do on Tuesday, Wayne's not gonna record with me anymore. So I gotta sandbag this.
I'm not. No, it'll be another segment on Fridays. John won't be here. I'm just playing. John, I love you, bro. And I love everybody out there. So what a fun show, John. I love this exercise. It's a lot harder than you think. People always feel like they know how they would draft and things like that. And they probably do. They probably would draft the way they want. I think we kind of went the way things kind of fell. But I had fun, and I can't wait to do defense next week. Guys, training camp next week, finally. There's going to be 49ers content, and we're going to have a blast. John, you ready to send us home, baby?
Let's do it, man. We are so close to greatness, and this team is on the precipice of greatness. And whether you are Team Elijah Mitchell or Team Kyle Juszczyk, we love you, and we can't wait to be back with you guys Tuesday. And until then, stay strong, faithful.